Hello, pre-algebra students. Mr. Lawrence here with your flipped lesson. We are going to further explore estimating square roots without the use of a calculator. All right, now in class we had some very specific steps. So let's say we want to figure out the square root of 29. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a longer one, but the first thing we're going to do, step one, is we're going to find the square roots, the perfect squares on both sides of it, one just below it and one just above it, as best we can. And I know that 25 is a perfect square just below 29. If I take the square root, the positive square root, I get 5. Okay, then I also know that on the other side, I'm going to need the square root of 36. So square root of 36, which is 6. And again, we're only talking about the positive square roots. All right, so here is a line, our number line, so to speak, right? And we're going to fill in all the square roots in between. So here we'll have square root of 26, square root of 27, and the square root of 28. And then I'll have the square root of 30, and the square root of 31, and the square root of 32, square root of 33, square root of 34, and finally the square root of 35. And now I'm going to use, like Ariana said in class, the box and whisker idea. I'm going to find the median of these numbers. And so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to need 6 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there is the median. Okay. Now, that number, that decimal in the middle of 5 and 6 would be 5 and 5/10, right? Or 5 and a half. Now, since the square root of 29 is to the left of my median, I'll find the median of the first half of the data. Well, there's 6 over here, so I'm going to break it up to 3 and 3. Now that would be 5 1/4, or 5 25 hundredths. Now I'm actually looking for the square root of 29, which is going to be about in the middle of those two. Well, what number is in the middle of 25 and 50? Well, where'd I get the 50 from, you're wondering? Right there. Well, 50 and 25 is 75, and I know that half of 74 is 37. I divide 74 by 2. And half of 76 is 38. So half of 75 must be 37 and a half. All right. So I think this is going to be about 0.5375. See where I got the 375 right there? 375. My estimation, since I'm only going to the nearest tenth, is I'm going to say that the square root of 29 is approximately equal to 5 4/10, because that's pretty close. All right. So let me go ahead and check myself on a calculator. Hold on one second. The square root of 29. So I do 29, and because of this strange calculator, I think it's easier just to raise it to the half power. And look at that. I got 5.385, which rounded is 5 4/10. But look at how close it is. The calculator is telling me 5.385. And my estimation came up to be 5.375. Look at how close that is. That is very close. If we're talking money, well, I'm only off by a penny, right? Pretty good estimation for my head. All right, let's try another problem. Remember, your homework tonight is to complete the top of that worksheet that I gave you, only the top part. Okay, this time let's do, say, the square root of, 60. Okay, well, I'm going to move that 60 over here because I know that the largest square root to the right of 60, excuse me, largest perfect square to the right of 60 is going to be 64. And so that's going to be 8. And now if I count down, and I'll stop when I get a perfect square if I don't know what it is. I actually do know what it is, but I'm going to keep going until I get one that's a perfect square. I can take the square root of. Oh man, this is taking a long time. All right, I think I'm almost there. The square root. All right, square root of 49. That is 7. So I will find my median now. So I find the median, all right? Let me do the median in this big ugly red. Let's see, 49 to 68. I'm thinking that's about 19 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, silly me. 19 numbers. Where did I come up with that? Sorry about that. So if there's 16, it's going to be 8 and 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there is the median. Oh, that's kind of a thick line. Let me make that a little thinner. I love my smartboard, by the way. Did I mention that? Line style. There we go. That way it's not taking up so much room. So that would be the decimal approximation of 7.5 or 7/5. Now 60 is to the right of it, so I'm going to find the median of the first half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that right there. And so that'll be the decimal approximation of 7.75 or 7/75 hundredths. I know the square root of 60 is awful close to that, so I'm going to do the square root of 60. And I know it's going to be 7 point. Now, some of you might want to say 7.8, and I'm not going to use 7 8/10 because that would have to be larger. It would be over here on this side. Square root of 60 is actually under that, so I'm going to go with 7. Now, when I punch it in the calculator, it's probably going to end up being like 7.78 or something like that. But let's test it out. So let's see here. Let's go. Oh, I want to do 60. Sorry. 60 square root. Okay. And look at that. It's 7.7459. So 7.7 is a pretty good guess. If you look also, the calculator is telling you 7.745. And when I did my little estimation by using the third quartile, I came up with 7.75. Look at how close that is. That is very close. All right, so this is a very powerful way to figure out approximate square roots. All right, Mr. Lawrence signing off. We'll see you tomorrow. Get ready to do some of these problems. Have a good night, everybody.